Would you please welcome to the stage Derek McCluckie in a Jealous Lassie's Karma.
Hello. I'm Derek McCluckie, Glaswegian poet, and I thought I'd begin this evening with a charming little tale set on a Glaswegian housing estate. This is A Jealous Lassie's Karma. This lassie at a party was a much better dancer. If I go to her outside, I just fucking stabbed her. Ran round the house, waited about an hour, then a mad eyes back on my door. She goes, "You see what you've done to my daughter?" I go, "Spirit, you cow, you fucking slaughtered." Then the bastard opens her coat. You might have seen the knife she's got. It's twice the fucking size of mine. She hacks it into the dirty old swine. No, I'll never dance again. Phone had left my knife at home. See jealousy, but it's just pure clarity. Make me stab a lassie because she was better at dancing at a stupid fucking party. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from one vicious little bitch to another, this is the Cheryl Cole song. Cheryl Cole, prettiest hole in England. Cheryl Cole, she used to be a footballer's wife. Have it! Cheryl Cole, prettiest hole in England. Cheryl Cole, she's really had a girl's allowed life. Because she's with it, she's the face of L'Oreal. But Nadine Coyle is definitely not a pal. She had to fight for her and Ashley's love. But Ashley sent nude selfies to a page 3 bird. She beat a black lady up in a toilet once. She's had a couple of brilliant number ones. And when it comes to being a judge on the X Factor, well, it's just not the same without her. Cheryl Cole, prettiest hole in England. She's had her buttocks covered in a rose tattoo. But all that I can think to sing about her new is that I'm really glad her vocal tracks are auto-tuned. I'm really glad her vocal tracks are auto-tuned. Thank fuck her vocal tracks are always auto-tuned. She's Cheryl Tweedy, Cheryl Cole, Cheryl Fernandez Vasili. And now at last she's finally had an X Factor baby. But she won't marry Liam and change her name, because then Cheryl and her singing would be aptly named Cheryl Payne, prettiest hole in England. Cheryl Payne, she used to be a footballer's wife. Have it! Cheryl Cole, prettiest hole in England. Cheryl Cole, she's really had a girls allowed life. That's it, I'm keeping off the fucking paupers. Now, American politics. Donald Trump, he likes groping pussy. Donald Trump, and he tried raping his ex-wife. Donald Trump, he's a Muslim-hating, Mexican-baiting, tall-wall-building, ISIS-flashing, nigger-lashing, Vladimir Putin masturbating, trannies in the army banning, big brash billion-dollar cutie. So I voted Trump. Yeah, I voted Trump. Hell, I voted Trump. You bet your life. Thank you, American politics. Fuck you too, faggot. Hey, it's not that obvious, is it? Well, as you can see, my wee posh voice has been slipped away. That's because I'm actually from a high flat in Paisley. But that's fine, because Paisley's got lots of nice toilets in it. And this wee poem's set in mine, this is called Loving a Casual. Nae square, he's bleached his hair and hangs about the centre. A casual but he's rough and tough and sadly no a bender. I love to watch him swagger about all muscular and gallus. His tight wee bum's a sight to see and I muse upon his phallus. Oh, what I'd like to do to him, I'm sure you can imagine. I'd love to grab a hold of him and show him all my passion. Because of our society and all our conditioning, I've got to keep a off him and to give he's given me a right good stiffening. I think he's magic, I think he's great, I think I fell in love. Oh, if only he'd reciprocate, I pray to God above. And then one day my person here came true. As I was standing at the urinals in Littlewoods Loo, he came right up beside me and pulled out his cock. It was fucking lovely. I nearly had a shock. I said, I never thought that you'd be gay. He says, me no fucking way. And now and again I come in for a suck. I says, lady me, you're luck. I sucked him good, I sucked him hard, all with magic, sucking him off. He moaned and groaned till he came in my mouth, then he grabbed us and goes, listen you poof. Don't tell me, cunt, what's happened in here. I'm fucking telling you, I'll bust you queer. Then he turned his back and slammed out the door. I was devastated, I was hurt in my core. But then I thought, well, at least I get sucking him, and who knows, if he's back in again, I might even get fucking him. So now I'm in Littlewoods Bog every day. I'll make him come back to me, God I pray. And I know it's ridiculous, I know it's absurd, but I feel like dying when I see him with his bird. He just ignores me and walks right by. Oh, he's gorgeous, but I love the guy. Now my life's turned into one big long wait. See, loving a fucking casual, it's a terrible fate. Thank you. Now, this is a slightly more theatrical piece. So I shall use a slightly more theatrical voice. This is called Casting Couch. What can I say? He was simply one of those fabulous stars who come along once in every 20 or 30 years and set the theatre world ablaze through their sheer power and artistry. I mean, his gifts were extraordinary. He possessed an emotional charge that just leapt out at an audience. And even from a very young age, he had it all. He had all the classic actor's gifts. Stillness, presence, breathtaking versatility, and then there was the voice. Oh my God, that voice. Full of shades, colours, nuances. He could take a line, even the most rubbishy, mundane line, like would you like a coffee? And he could intone it so subtly that his character's whole psychological background would be revealed in a way that these new method people would die for. Die for. I think he was loved, though, not just for the talent, for the genius, but because he was just such a lovely being to know. There's a charming story, I shall never forget it. He was playing Hamlet, the big one, at the Duke of York's. And his Ophelia was a very, very young, very nervous and very inexperienced Judi Dench. Now, of course, at this stage in her career, the pressure and prestige of the event were all just a little too much for poor Judy. And she was in her dressing room, shaking, stammering. She kept saying, I can't go on, I can't go on. He came through to her from his own very elaborate dressing room, placed a hand gently on her shoulder, looked into her eyes and said in that wonderful mellifluous voice that I've talked about at such great length before, "My darling, you will be fine." And you know, it was just extraordinary, because she became instantly calm and of course went on that stage and played her scenes with him quite beautifully. And so yes, I think that most actors who'd worked with him would tell you about his ability to share the stage, about his willingness to give, except of course for the jealous ones. The bitter people, the lesser talents who tried to drag him down and who hurt him so cruelly with their vicious lies, saying he was temperamental, spreading gossip about him drinking and taking drugs and performing in bacchanalian orgies. They said he was a no-talent ham whom I built out from nothing because I was obsessed by him. Among other things I'm sure you can imagine. I mean, there was even one particularly scurrilous story in which I was portrayed as the archetypal balding old queen who picked him up when he was out of work and renting himself down in Piccadilly and had given him his first big break via the casting couch. Well, let me just quash these casting couch rumours for once and for all. You know, casting couch this and casting couch that. It's utter tosh, utter nonsense. This casting couch rubbish is a myth, a filthy, horrible myth. There was absolutely no casting couch at any time ever, ever. Whenever we made love, we used the mahogany desk in my front office. It was a present from Dame Sybil Thorndyke and therefore rather sacred to us. We'd spend hours there stretched on it. Oh God, those were the days. Those were the days. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a party political broadcast on behalf of the lying cunt party. Paul Nuttall, was he really at Hillsborough at all? Well, he didn't win at Stoke, he's a leading UKIP joke. Paul Nuttall, you lie in your red and white England tie. Was he really at Hillsborough at all? Go back to Bootle, Paul Nuttall, goodbye! And it's sure that I don't just attack that this is the Jeremy Corbyn song. Jeremy Corbyn, he's got a big and Diane Abbott says he stuck it in her down at Westminster while they were fighting evil Tory ways. Diane made Jeremy big. He stuck it in her like Cameron's pig. Jeremy Corbyn, he's got a big and Diane Abbott says. And now just to conclude this little political section, a short conservative poem. Amber Rudd, what a fud. Now if you'll excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I have to change. So, you want to know the truth about what happened to Marilyn? About what really happened in the bedroom of her pseudo-Mexican bungalow all those years ago? I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. 4th of August, 1962. The wee small hours of the morning, as Frankie Sinatra, Marilyn's pal, would say. I'm asleep in bed. The telephone rings. And stops for exactly 5 seconds, then rings again. My God, the White House. I roll over and answer. It's Jack. Yes, Jack. He says in a dark, intense whisper, you have to go over to Marilyn's place. Bobby's already there. She's going to talk. You know what to do. And hung up. I didn't even have time to ask how Jackie was. I got up, got into my rubberized catsuit, jumped in my car, and drove along Ocean Boulevard to Marilyn's place, thinking all the time, at last, at last. Bobby was there waiting in the driveway. He held me close. He said, this is it, baby. You know what to do. I said, leave it to me, baby. Playfully poked his perineum and headed for the bungalow. I opened the door slowly, and was immediately attacked by Math, the toy poodle Frankie Sinatra had given to Marilyn only weeks before. He dug his teeth in my ankle. You see that? I still have the fucking scar. I kicked that crazy mutt clean across the hallway and left him lying there whining in pain, then headed along the hallway to Marilyn's bedroom. I opened the door slowly. There was no sound, nothing. I said, Marilyn. Oh, Marilyn. Nothing. I figured she was deep in a second-hour slumber, so I said, Marilyn! Marilyn! She sat up in bed looking all kind of woozy and cute. She said, what are you doing here? I said, I've come to shut your bitch mouth up for good, Marilyn. In a few swift strides, I was by her bedside. She didn't have time to scream or poo-poo-pee-doo even. I grabbed a fistful of famous fake blonde hair and yanked her head back hard. I reached in my pocket for a king-size bottle of Nembutal I carried with me for just such an expediency, and I forced every goddamn pill down her goddamn throat. I said, you'll never shake your sequin ass to the president again, baby. Say goodbye, Marilyn. Say goodbye to the president. I did it for me. I did it for Jack. I did it for Bobby. I did it for Jackie. I did it for America. I left her lying there, choking, gurgling, dying, and made my way back along the hallway to beautiful Bobby, noting with grim satisfaction that Math was dying too. I thought of the terrific threesomes Bobby, Jack, and I would have in that red velvet chamber in the basement of the White House while Jackie was working with the poor in the ghettos. I threw myself into Bobby's arms. I said, it's over, baby, it's over. He said he loved me. Ah, but things were moving so damn fast. There would be a cover-up. A chopper was on its way. I had to leave the country. My God, my country. But I wasn't to worry, because they had handpicked Angelo, a darkly handsome FBI officer of Sicilian extraction, to keep me company. I could come back soon. Soon? Ha! The rest is history. Jack got shot. Bobby got shot. Jackie got screwed. And I spent years in a mosquito-infested dive along the Mexican coast. Angelo not only had a tiny penis, he was a fucking faggot. Spent every available hour letting the local soldiers screw him on the cruising beach. Ah, life. What a bitter, bitter pill you are. What a bitter, bitter pill. I'm feeling awful bad. I'm feeling awful down. I've just had a wank, my cum's all brown. I must have caught something at that fucking sauna. I'm going to stop going, I swear it, I'm gonna. But some keeps on pulling me back, and it's not because I'm just a slack. My counsellor says I've got a sexual addiction. Honest to God, it's a terrible affliction. I can't keep out the saunas or the bogs. I've even get sucked up by some right old dogs. I hate myself, I really do. I never thought my life would be this way. I thought I'd meet a fella and settle down, but I'm out every night on a fucking tune. In and out the bars and clubs, hunting for sex and taking drugs. Back to his place, back to mine. I must have done it 10,000 times. And now I've caught some filthy infection. That'll teach me AIDS protection. I don't know what I'm going to do. I wish God hadn't made me gay. I could have had a couple of wins in a wife instead of this compulsive sex life. My counsellor says it's all a vicious cycle. I escape my feelings of being sexual. It's how I boost my self-esteem. Getting pumped at the local retreat. It's worse than the heroin, it really is. My counsellor says there's no cure for this. So I'll swing back into the vicious cycle, escape my feelings of being sexual. And after I've cleared up this latest infection, I'll succumb to a barrage, a bit of dejection. Before too long, I'll be back doing the sauna. I'm going to stop going. I swear it. I'm gonna. Thank you. And again, this is a slightly more theatrical piece, so I shall adopt a slightly more theatrical voice. This is called Anna and Eva, a drama in A. Now, the interesting thing about this piece is there's only one vowel in it. So if anyone can guess the vowel, I shall lick their A in the bogs later, promise. Anna and Eva, a drama in A. Anna can't act. Eva can. Sack Anna and Eva can add drama, says Camp Adam, an Eva fan. Anna's cabal, Clara, Sandra, J.K., Ray, Pat and Fat Samantha, slag Eva. Say Ava's trash, a tramp. And that Camp Adam, what a rat man. Ava's mad. I'll smash that Anna, bays Ava. Camp Adam sways Ava. Talks armadas. Says, Ava's a grand drama lass and Anna, Anna's an ass. Anna's cabal, plan attacks. Say that Camp Bastard Adam backstabs Ava. Ava sways. Calls Camp Adam a bad, haggard, bald bastard. Camp Adam slaps. Ava whacks back. Hard. All's awkward. Ava and Adam at war. At play's last act, Ava's art attracts ahs and gasps and clap, clap, claps. Anna's all gall. Anna wants clap, clap, claps. Anna wants Ava's art. Anna's cabal watch attack plans. Ava walks backwards, stands tall, all drama, calm and grand. A stall's call, Ava, 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 a trap yanks. Ava falls back, hard, snaps back. Anna's cabal yak and clap Ava's back smash. Says Anna, Ava's art's past. Anna hands Camp Adam a fat cash bag. What rats, that trap, that fast, hard yank. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight to a commercial break. I got a Judy Garland doll. Have you got a Judy Garland doll? I got a Judy Garland doll. Have you? Judy Garland dolls by Mattel. The perfect gift for young queens everywhere. Go over the rainbow with Judy. Sing live with Judy at Carnegie Hall. Throw a tantrum in your trailer. I don't want to make that fucking movie! I got a Judy Garland doll. Have you got a Judy Garland doll? Hey! I got a Judy Garland doll. Have you? Now, Judy, just you sit there and no drinking. And no drugs. Now, this piece has two titles. One of them is It Happened in Hollywood. The other is a big one for the Queens. I think you'll see why. Judy Garland woke up one morning with a real bad hangover. Shit, she thought, I overdid the pills and booze again. I gotta get a grip. Then to get herself together, and because she was due on the set in less than an hour, she fumbled for a couple of strong Benzedrine, high-octane speed bombs, they might be called nowadays. Then, being the great Judy, she knocked them back down her rainbow belt and throat with a neat vodka. Her hangover was beginning to recede, but so, unfortunately, was her hairline. Shit, she thought, perusing her badly fraying hairline in the great a la Hollywood bedroom mirror. It's those damn pills, they're fucking killing me. Then to make herself feel better, she donned a couple of Dexedrine. Well, Dexedrine's just like Benzedrine, only better. Another neat vodka, and Judy jumped in the big, bright red limo that those in the Hollywood know say Errol Flynn, Hollywood's most well-hung actor, had given to Judy because, as he's rumored to have said, now I know how you can hit and hold those great notes so sensationally. You got the deepest throat in all Hollywood. Meanwhile, and boy do I mean mean, the studio was all abuzz with Judy Garland bad talk. Would she make it on the set? Would she know her lines even? Would she make it through the terrifically difficult dance routine that Busby Berkeley had choreographed just for Judy because that old faggot was nursing a grudge for that poor pill-popping singing star kid that went all the way back to Babes on fucking Broadway? Judy flung herself into her makeup chair and said to Dottie McGuire, her favourite loyal and lethally lesbian makeup gal, "Kick it on, Dottie, kick it on, because you know what? I'm fucking terrified." Dottie, who'd only been in Hollywood a couple of years after emigrating from the Ardoyne in West Belfast, looked deep in Judy's big black benzodine eyes and said, "You get out in that fucking set and you show that old faggot that you are a fucking star." Then she expertly did Judy's makeup, blacked in Judy's hairline with some spare boot-black Al Jolson left lying around. Then gave both of Judy's tits a good smack and Ardoyne kiss, because that was something Dykey Dottie always did to Judy before she went out onto the glare of the set. "You're late again!" howled Busby Berkeley when Judy finally made it out there under those huge, hot lights, and nobody but the most hawk-eyed Hollywood cameraman could have seen Betty Davis, lurking deep in the sunset shadows, because Betty had a nose for disaster, loved to see other stars in trouble, and had crept onto the set because, well, you never know. This might be the moment when dear little Judy finally cracks. Ha! God, that Betty Davis was such a bitch. Hadn't she fed those first tantalizing snick-snacks to the howling Hollywood press about Joan Crawford's cruelty to those 4 poor orphans she adopted? And hadn't Miss Davis given a shy, tremulous young Marilyn Monroe her first ever second L's because the older star sensed that a troubled youngster like Marilyn would take to brain-slush second L like a failed starlet takes to prostitution when the studio drops her contract? Take one, my dear. No, take two. They make one feel so perfectly calm before going on the set, you know. Oh, Miss Davis, as Madonna would rap decades later, we love you. Meanwhile, and boy do I mean while, back on the set, Judy's pills were coming up like a fucking bucking bronco. She turned to Busby Berkeley and said, "You know what, you old sissy? I'm getting real tired of your shit." Then she pulled out her famous white microphone. Come on, no real pill-popping, vodka-spilling singing star goes anywhere without her famous white microphone, and she struck Busby Berkeley right on the bridge of his delicate little choreographer's nose, and down he went right there on the set. "Bravo!" shouted Miss Davis from deep in the sunset shadows, but Judy didn't give a damn. "That's forgiven me. My first ever breakdown, way back on Babes of fucking Broadway." She was just so switched on. She turned to the band, said, "Stay with me, boys." Looked down the camera lens with those big black benzodine eyes, said, "Roll 'em," flipped the microphone lead up over her shoulder, and just tore into the most big-throated, dramatic rendition of "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead" Hollywood had ever known. There was everything in that song. Judy dredged up practically every pang of pain she'd ever experienced. Homosexual fathers touching up good-looking high school boys and getting fired from movie theater management. Overzealous stage mothers baying in backstage dressing rooms over and over again. "Sing louder, Judy, kick higher." The terrible betrayal of coming home from a hard day's hitting and holding those great dramatic notes, tinged with pathos, flavoured with a barely controlled vibrato, and fighting homosexual husband getting fucked in the ass by handsome household handyman. God, how Judy tore it up that day. She hit those ding-dong notes with such devastating brilliance that Betty Davis, who you may remember had crept onto the set only in the hope of seeing a fellow legend spectacularly crack, had a complete change of Weltanschauung. I put that in for the pretentious cunts. And I see where you are. Yes, Betty Davis was moved beyond words. That old bitch stood there in the sunset shadows and watched Judy Garland sing her drug-addled heart out like no other star, ha-ha, Madonna, Madonna, ha-ha, could sing. And Betty, by way of homage a la Judy, let one solitary tear drip from, I think it was the left eye, because the right was still trained on Busby Berkeley and hoping that the old fairy was dead, when, get this, Marilyn Monroe came creeping onto the sunset shadows too. Because she was on her way to a clandestine acting class at the Copacabana Acting School and didn't want any stray Hollywood press hound getting wind of it. And sure, she'd been wowed by the great Garland vocalathon, which was sweeping through the studios like some kind of benign, though benzodreamed tornado. Wow, thought Marilyn, leaning against a handy lighting guy and giving him quite a hard-on. What lung power. I wonder if it's true about Judy getting such a big white space at the back of her throat from deep-throating Errol Flynn. Maybe I too want to try. Hey, why's my dress all wet? Pig. So there's Marilyn and Betty in the sunset shadows, and Marilyn suddenly notices that Betty Davis is crying. Why, Miss Davis, you're actually crying. This has to be some kind of a miracle. Then she reaches out and catches Betty's tear in her slightly pudgy Hollywood agent masturbating palm and proves right then and there that she was no dumb fucking blonde. Miss Davis, I'm going to take this soft diamond that you wept for dear deranged Judy, and I'm going to have it frozen for all posterity. Oh, my dear, won't you have some more secca now? Oh, no, Miss Davis, indeed I won't. You see, I'm doing a PhD in histrionic art. That's acting, you know. And I need a clear head. And besides, I need to take you to you and have it frozen fast. A flabbergasted Betty Davis almost fainted, then grinned in spite of herself as Marilyn sashayed off in 6-inch spike heels and a gown cut so low you could practically see her orange grove. But let's get back to Judy. Oh, hell no, I know. Let's stick with Marilyn. Well, everybody knows that the biggest freezer in Hollywood was Joan Crawford. And not so dumb as we've seen Marilyn goes right to the trailer of the Ice Queen herself and says, Miss Crawford, I have a Betty Davis tear here. Please, freeze it for all posterity. Joan Crawford, who denied a fiercely lesbian masochistic passion for Betty Davis ever since the bug-eyed Davis had haughtily ignored Crawford in a Warner Brothers corridor over 20 years before, dropped to one frigid knee and said, at last, something wet from Beth. I'll have it fixed on the platinum chain I got forged while I was on vacation on the Isle of Lesbos. And as Marilyn dropped the Judy-provoked Betty wet tear into Joan Crawford's Ice Queen palm, it froze with a delicious Then Joan noticed how deliciously titty and voluptuous Marilyn was looking. I'm weeping too, Marilyn, but not with my eyes. Would you like to join me for an ice bath? They're terrifically stimulating for the nipples, and I can't tell you what they do to the clitoris. Oh, no, Miss Crawford, you see, I have to get back to acting class. And besides, some like it hot, you know. So Marilyn sashayed off to continue her PhD at the Copacabana, while Joan vented her thwarted lesbian lust on those four-mentioned orphans. Ha, 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 ha! But let's get back to Judy. Ah, hell no. Let's get back to Errol Flynn and that famously rumored huge cock of his. Well, I said when I interviewed him in the grounds of his outrageously opulent Hollywood mansion high in the Hollywood Hills many years later, is it 11 or 12 inches? That big cock swashbuckling bastard just grinned that little boy grin of his and looked at the Hollywood sign glowing faintly in the distance. Then he turned to me and said, ask Judy. You never know. Me old cobber might just be the secret of those great gaping O's that used to thrill us also back in the Hollywood golden age. Which brings me back conveniently to Joan Crawford's cremation, high in the Hollywood Hills many years later. Judy was dead. Marilyn was dead. Betty had just had a stroke and was barely alive. Stop that, that's disgusting. No, he deserved it. And Joan Crawford's cold old body was sliding slowly towards the incinerator. Joan had had the Betty Judy tear fixed to her chain just as she promised Marilyn. The intense pangs of charnel house flame wrapped themselves around the Betty Judy miracle tear like the claws of the most fervent fan, and as Joan's cold old body cracked and popped and turned to ash, the tear melted. And a beautiful rainbow came soaring up out of Joan Crawford's red-hot coffin and glowed high across the Hollywood Hills as though in celebration of the true star quality of Judy, Betty, Marilyn, and Joan. And those in the Hollywood know swore they heard a great open-throated dramatic garland, oh, belting high somewhere over the rainbow. And those in the Hollywood know nodded respectfully, eyed each other saucily, and wished that they too had had the fucking luck to suck on Errol Flynn's enormous fucking cock. As I said, That was a big one for the Queens. This is a small one for the Queens. In a vaguely militaristic trouser, he played the part of a burly big bruiser. But back at his flat, the camouflage shed, he begged to get fucked like a big woman in bed. This is the Hang in the Yellow. The Hang in the Yellow is a dead nice fella, but he's got a tiny cock. The man with the hair already been there, he'd been jumping about in a frock. See that wee with the muscles is nothing but trouble and cysts and giving you the fist. And the big one with him, I think his name's Graham, he's just into piss. See the man there? Oh, don't fucking stare. Aye, the man against the wall. Well, he's 42, never after Bruin stays in the house with his more. The man in the blue is pure looking at you, but when they went out for a lumber, my pal went back to his flat and get poked with a fucking cucumber. Aye, the one in the white is a beautiful sight, but I heard it was HIV. That was Pat, to tell you that, you never fucking heard it from me. Don't look round, but see the one in the broom where she's chatting up her in the blues. I'm afraid you've lost your lumber and see that fucking cucumber? It's going up somebody else's hole instead of you. Now, if you'll forgive me, I have to change again. Sit there, Jurino, drinking. Everybody all right? There was Tallulah Bankhead, Billie Holiday, and me. Now that's a fucking dyke party, baby. Bourbon's flowing, cocaine's flowing. Billie passes round an opium reefer. Tallulah starts masturbating on a signed photograph of Rommel. Billie's singing, "Oh, baby, you make me feel so good." Real cute. The telephone rings. And stops for exactly 5 seconds, then rings again. My God, the White House. I push Billie's tough brown hand away. Say later, kid. She says, you white chicks, you all business. Woo-hoo-hoo. And starts rimming Tallulah. I answer the telephone. It's Jackie. Yes, Jackie O, my very own first lady. She says, hello, beautiful. I need a favor. Be in Paris 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. A favor for Jackie O, my very own first lady. I snap out of that bourbon, cocaine, Billie Tallulah, dykey trank, and I take the first available flight to Paris. Paris, I remember, is freezing and I loathe croissant. But my instructions are hidden inside the damn thing, so I gotta fucking eat it. The note inside is handwritten by Jackie O herself. It says, Onassis showing interest in old flame. Snuff out the Greek canary. I take a salon to the salon of Maria Callas, the Greek canary. The Greek canary is trilling a series of scales. My God, that voice. Depth, tone, tragedy, melancholy. Sure, the top note was kind of shaky, but come on! This dame was a leading player in one of the century's great love dramas, and I was here to bring the chapter to a close. I inched my way slowly along the hallway. She hit a magnificent high C, or maybe an F, and held it for a whole crystalline, searing eternity, just as my fingers found the flesh of her throat. But that Callas was no pushover. She turned around and she fought me like a hellcat. My God! I was wrestling Medea, Norma, Tosca, Latravia fucking Anna. Her silk kimono opened, and I caught a glimpse of one beautiful naked breast. Exciting, and in different circumstances, who knows? But I was a pro, and this was a job for Jackie O. My fingers found the flesh of her throat. I squeezed, and squeezed again, just like it says in the Assassin's Handbook. Callas is finished. The Greek canary is silenced for good. I splashed some booze over the body, stuffed some pills down her throat, scatter some anguished love letters. The rest is extremely hurtful, actually. I call Jackie. It takes her people 2 fucking hours to get me through to her. She's in the Seychelles with Onassis on his yacht. I say, mission accomplished, beautiful. She says, terrific, but don't call me beautiful over the telephone. There's an ugly, awkward silence as I wait to be invited aboard the yacht with Rita Garbo and Noel Coward and Winston Churchill. There's an ugly, awkward silence. Instead, she says, I should pick up my check at the usual place and lie low for a while. I say, sure. Will I see you at Tallulah's? She laughed. As only Jackie could laugh and hung up. I never saw her again. Lying low meant 2 months in a makeshift bordello in Outer Mongolia. Well, you see, I love people who can handle a horse, you know. And that Yuri, the chief horseman, boy, could he use a riding crop. And now, some people think little girls should be seen or not heard, but I think I'm a punk girl. I'm a punk girl, not very nice. I'm a punk girl, don't need your advice. I'm a punk girl, quarrel with me mum. I'm a punk girl, stick it up your bum. I'm a punk girl, live in a squat. I'm a punk girl, eat me on snot. I'm a punk girl, change some 50 pins. I'm a punk girl, make the dresses out of bin. Linus. I'm a punk girl, mess up the air. I'm a punk girl, cause I don't bloody care. I'm a punk girl, all you're looking at. I'm a punk girl, get lost, you prat. I'm a punk girl, know what I wanna be. I'm a punk girl, anarchy. I'm a punk girl, don't know what it means. I'm a punk girl, but it's painted on me jeans. I'm a punk girl, nothing left to say. I'm a punk girl, ay, ay, ay. I love you, Johnny, yeah. Judy, would you do me a favor? Would you sing the UKIP suicide jingle? Why, sure, honey, I'd be glad to. I'm a little hoarse, but how does it go again? Nigel Farage, go in your garage and suck some carbon monoxide. Nigel Farage, go in your garage and please commit suicide. Do it quick, UKIP prick. Thank you. Thank you, Judy, that was just beautiful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage, from a study in Oxford, Professor Oberon McPhee. I'll just fetch. Hello! Oberon McPhee here. Art critic, award-winning academic, editor-in-chief of Course Art Matters, and highly regarded author of Artistic Origins of Renaissance Authenticities in 6 and Super Bowl volumes. Today, here in the Brunswick basement, I'm going to be discussing the link between Etruscan semi-bronze grave trinketries and the neo-numinous sacrificial battle helms of the Vijay undertribe. Now, Vijay undertribal warfare has of course been discussed at great length and with considerable aplomb by the late Winifred Hooplehip. And indeed, I'm indebted to Hooplehip's advancing of the notion of national neo-numerosities amongst the undertribes of the Upper and Greater Gross region, but take umbrage at her assertion that only grave helms of the Svingar warrior caste were smelted just below the cranial basin, when all recovered evidence clearly points to a far more democratic demarcation of societal and sacral stratification. Now, we need only look to the semi-bronzed, partially patinate reliquaries, recently discovered and rubbished over bog on the outskirts of Skivar, the Vijay undertrouble federal and administrative capital, to see just how ludicrous and badly digested Hooplehip's assertion really is. Now, Hooplehip was, as I'm sure some of you have gathered, suffering very badly from rectal cancer when these latter reliquaries were discovered, and her judgment at this time was understandably skewed. However, I cannot forgive Hooplehip for leading academic discussion down such a spurious path, and I therefore recommend that all serious students go now at once to her grave and dig up her corpse. Yes, having dug up her corpse, the first and foremost student, fortunate enough to extract the solid gold Vijay undertribal spear shaft inserted by Hooplehip into her own anus in a hopelessly misguided attempt to ward off the catastrophe of rectal cancer and bring it to my office no later than Monday 3 p.m., that student will receive an immediate first, a full Fulbright fellowship, and will then accompany me on my next dig, and will assist me similarly shaft my own anus with the newly recovered web. Thank you and good night. Now, just before I leave the stage, I'm going to welcome on the next performer. She is a stunning and authentic Glaswegian street singer, Maggie Rankin from the Calton. I discovered her rolling around in a gutter. She hit me with a bottle, and we've been best fuck buddies ever since. I'll just vet her. Maggie, are you ready? Oh, my fucking old cunt. Give me that fucking Jason, you bastard. Hello there. I'm me, Maggie, thank you for doing the counting. So when the big baldy bastard says, will you come and do a song at the Brunswick, I thought, oh, cracking, I'll do Whitney's I Will Always Love You. Because I like all the high notes in it and everything. But then I thought, no, Maggie, bring the salt market to the fucking Merchant City. So this is the Glasgow incest song. He wanted to fuck me, so I just tell him no. I tell him I only got fucked half of my more. Or sometimes ask my father when my father's at the jail. When my father is at home, he will fuck me in style. I suck my brother's fanny and I lick my brother's cock. I get poked by Auntie Maggie, I get poked by Uncle Jock. And when we're all together, an orgy will ensue. Oh, it is fucking lovely, I am telling you. Oh, incest is brilliant, incest is great. Incest is better than sex we just made. Incest is terrific, and I'll tell you why, you see. Incest brings you right up close to all your family. So, next time you feel horny, next time you want your hole, don't switch on some porn or watch some lassie sliding down a pole. Just gather up your family and indulge in some incest. Cause I'm more taboos, I'm not telling yous. Incest is the best. Oh, incest is brilliant. Incest is great. Incest is better than sex we just made. Incest is terrific, and I'll tell you why, you see. Incest brings you right inside all your family. And now, Camp. Camp is a very, very old lady with wrinkled tits, sitting in a high-backed chair in an ancient decaying mansion under richly coloured stained glass windows. Patches of amber, scarlet and weird absinthe green colour her powdery skin. Her hair is thinning silver whispers. Occasionally, she cackles and tickles her cunt. Every time she cackles and tickles her cunt, a young boy converts and falls under her spell. The boy's parents will see their son make extravagant gestures. He'll adore doomed singers and will apply makeup secretly. Then gradually, more and more overtly, he'll seek out similars, and they'll cackle as the old lady masturbates away in her crumbling mansion. The world's still not ready for her raucous progeny, and her converts are often prone to mood-altering substances and suicidal longings. Japanese flowers, embroidered on silk. Scars won in war by stray super soldiers on the run from wives. They're good at high kicks, catwalks, and can often be found in the beds of heads of state, being stroked like cats. Some look back on their poor ordinary parents with scathing derision. Some drink too much and chase after sailors, end up drowned in their own fur coats. The old are particularly cantankerous and can be found in many a nursing home, yes, even state ones, sitting in high-backed chairs, fondling their wrinkled tits and cackling as they tickle their imaginary cunts. And now, some punk with goth mum. Goth mum, she looks glum, taking her kid to nursery. Goth mum, she feels numb, cause then she got to work in a factory. She's saving up for a new tattoo. Her kid's gonna get a new Wendy ass too, but she's having problems coming off the glue. Goth mum, Valium will help her get to sleep tonight. Goth mum, she feels numb, but in the morning she'll paint her face all white. Then she'll pull on a big black dress. All of her neighbours think she looks a mess, but black hair's the colour goth mum loves best. Goth mum. And she got a cat called Sheba. Goth mum forgets to feed her. Oh, how Sheba needs her. Goth mum. And no one in the factory likes her. And no one wants to work beside her, cause they say that she stinks of cider. Goth mum. A tantrum will get her sacked from the factory. Goth mum. A sanction will take her even deeper in poverty. Now she won't get no new tattoo. Her kid won't get a new Wendy ass too. Maybe she'll go back on the glue. Goth mum. And don't forget the cat called Sheba. Goth mum forgets to feed her. Oh, how Sheba needs her. Goth mum. Goth mum. Goth mum. Goth mum. Thank you. Just to finish, this is a wee Paisley poem called Hoggaw. Now, Hoggaw is a an old Paisley word which basically means you're a mess. Hoggo. You're like hoggo, my ma says, as I was looking back at myself, like, fucking hell. I want to start that again. You alright there, sir? Sorry. Hoggo. You're like hoggo, my ma says, as I was getting dressed for the clash at the Apollo. And looking back at myself with my bleached hair all over the place and my red plastic throat with all the zips, I suppose I was. You've been a true punk, I just spat in her, put her at the band and then smacked her after the wall. You got on alright now, but... And that is the end of Jealous Lassie's Karma. Thank you so much for coming, you've been wonderful.